History of tobacco smoking. Did you know that tobacco smoking was initially introduced to Europe by Christopher Columbus? On his voyage to the Americas in 1492, Columbus and his crew encountered indigenous peoples who practiced tobacco smoking as a ceremonial and medicinal tradition. Fascinated by this newfound plant, Columbus and his crew brought tobacco back to Europe, where it quickly gained popularity among the upper class. The introduction of tobacco to Europe by Columbus marked the beginning of a cultural exchange that would shape the history of smoking worldwide. Long before the modern era, smoking was believed to have therapeutic properties. Ancient cultures, such as the Mayans and the Aztecs, used tobacco for medicinal and religious purposes. They believed that smoking tobacco could relieve pain, induce visions, and even communicate with the gods. The image of God El is a reproduction of a carving from the palanquin, showing a personage wearing wristlets and anklets and blowing smoke through a cigar. However, as tobacco spread across the world, it became more of a social habit than a religious one. The history of smoking in the Philippines dates back to the Spanish colonial period in the 16th century, when tobacco was introduced to the country. Smoking became popular among the masses during the American colonial period in the early 1900s, when cigarettes were introduced. The practice continued to gain widespread acceptance in the years that followed, especially among men. However, it wasn't until today. Smoking remains a significant public health concern in the Philippines, with high rates of tobacco use and related illnesses. Efforts to control tobacco use in the country have been ongoing since the late 1980s, but there is still much work to be done to reduce tobacco-related harm. It was seen as a symbol of sophistication and refinement. Tobacco was even used as currency in some parts of the world. As the 19th century progressed, smoking became more and more widespread, particularly among men. Smoking was seen as an expression of masculinity and independence. Cigarettes became more affordable and accessible with the invention of the cigarette-making machine in the 1880s. However, as the 20th century dawned, new scientific research began to uncover the harmful effects of smoking. Studies showed that smoking was linked to lung cancer, heart disease, and other serious health problems. Despite this, smoking continued to be popular, with tobacco companies spending billions of dollars on marketing and advertising. In the 1960s, the first comprehensive tobacco control programs were developed. These programs aimed to reduce smoking rates through a combination of education, policy changes, and cessation programs. They were successful in reducing smoking rates among adults, but adolescent smoking rates remained high. Today, tobacco control efforts continue, with a focus on preventing young people from taking up smoking and helping smokers quit. Comprehensive tobacco control programs include tobacco taxes, smoke-free laws, and mass media campaigns. It is important to involve young people in these efforts, as they are the future of tobacco control.